Caitlin Clark's golf debut just made me so upset with the WNBA.
Right now, it's hard not to think the WNBA might be second-guessing its moves, because the LPGA just delivered a lesson in how to treat a superstar like Caitlin Clark. What they've done is nothing short of brilliant, and it's turning heads everywhere. Sure, some fans are frustrated, but none of this falls on Caitlin. She's simply doing what elite athletes do best, thriving where she's appreciated. And with this move, the LPGA made one thing crystal clear. They understand exactly how to embrace and elevate a generational talent.
It is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
The LPGA just rolled out the red carpet for Caitlin Clark, celebrating her like the true superstar she's become and giving her the recognition she's more than earned. Meanwhile, the WNBA looks like it's standing on the sidelines, likely wondering how they let such a golden opportunity slip away. It's a clear reminder that when one league hesitates, another steps up and shows exactly how a generational icon should be treated.
From this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic. I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. And those are the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season.
It's incredible how Caitlin Clark continues to capture everyone's attention, no matter the sport. Whether she's sinking deep three-pointers or showing off her skills on the golf course, fans can't get enough of her. After her impressive performance in that recent golf event, social media lit up with calls for a full TV feature just to watch her play again. One thing's undeniable, wherever Caitlin Clark shows up, the spotlight instantly finds her.
Originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, how can we watch Caitlin? Can we come to the event?
Sensing the unstoppable buzz and magnetic pull of Caitlin Clark's fame, the LPGA jumped in fast, handing her an offer too good to pass up. At the same time, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and the league are now dealing with the backlash, realizing they fumbled their biggest star. In the end, they didn't just lose her spotlight, they watched as she carried it to an entirely new stage.
The LPGA event is expanding its pro-am coverage around Caitlin Clark's participation. Golf Channel's Golf Today will begin 90 minutes early on Wednesday and include live look-ins. It has also been said that you will get to see Caitlin Clark's warm-up.
Here's the crazy thing. The LPGA handled it like marketing geniuses. They saw the perfect opportunity and brought in Caitlin Clark, one of basketball's biggest stars, to electrify a golf event. It was like they cracked a secret promotional code no one else had figured out. The payoff? A massive hit that shattered expectations and turned into a viral moment bigger than anyone could have planned.
The LPGA Tour had Caitlin Clark play. And the LPGA, fans, the event was taken over by the ominous crowd that made sure to go get angry at everything Caitlin Clark did.
Here's where it all flipped. At first, Caitlin Clark's golf outing wasn't even supposed to be televised. But when her fans blew up social media, begging to see every swing, the LPGA made a daring last-minute call to air it. That spontaneous move changed everything. What started as a low-key golf event instantly transformed into a viral sensation, dominating headlines and capturing the attention of fans everywhere.
So there are photos of Caitlin and Nelly literally everywhere, and the LPGA was so smart in doing this because they knew that there would be so many eyeballs on Caitlin. So if they put their number one golfer, who is currently leading the sport and pushing the sport ahead, if they put her next to Caitlin for the entire event, that's just great. It's great for Nelly and it's great for everyone else.
Let's put it in perspective. One basketball superstar just stole the spotlight from nearly every other women's sport by simply stepping onto a golf course. Caitlin Clark's energy was unmatched. Her smooth swing and natural charm instantly lifted the LPGA into a spotlight usually reserved for the biggest sports leagues. Her presence alone drew everyone in, die-hard basketball fans, casual viewers, and curious newcomers, sparking a wave of excitement that rippled across social media like wildfire.
LPGA, you can see when it came to them that they were happy that Caitlin Clark was there. They knew exactly the value that Caitlin Clark brought.
If you thought Caitlin Clark and Nelly Cordes pairing happened by chance, think again. It was a calculated move. The LPGA knew exactly what it was doing by joining forces between the biggest name in basketball and the best golfer in the world. It was a marketing masterpiece that delivered instant results. Within hours, photos and videos of the two took over social media, filling every feed on Instagram and Twitter. No matter where you looked, Caitlyn and Nelly were front and center, owning the spotlight together.
There was so much buzz online, she was trending on Twitter, all of the things. And the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event.
What's truly remarkable is how seamlessly everything aligned. The LPGA pulled off a brilliant move by involving Caitlin Clark, instantly drawing in her massive basketball following and giving golf a fresh wave of attention. Suddenly, people who had never watched a round of golf were completely hooked. The LPGA showed that with smart timing and the right superstar, you can spark a whole new audience and turn simple curiosity into pure excitement.
Through the whole event, they saw how important it was that new fans were getting involved in golf, especially women's golf.
And here's the real highlight. The LPGA didn't just hop on Caitlin Clark's momentum, they transformed it into a masterclass in sports marketing. Rather than holding back or worrying about overshadowing others, they fully embraced her star power and went all in. In a world where women's sports are always fighting for the spotlight, the LPGA showed exactly how to do it right: fearless, strategic, and unapologetically confident. The payoff? A game-changing victory that redefined how to celebrate and elevate a true superstar.
Said what she has done for women's sports and basketball, and to have her at our golf tournament, I mean, I'm like in awe. I've got a basketball and hoping she signs it for my girls. But how cool for her to come out and support us this week and only help grow women's golf.
The LPGA's social media game during Caitlin Clark's golf debut was nothing short of explosive. It felt like a surprise concert that took over the internet. On September 19, 2025, they lit up every platform imaginable. Instagram, X, Facebook, you name it, the buzz was non-stop. Feeds were packed with snapshots of Caitlyn and Nelly Korda grinning like sports royalty, clips of Clark's picture-perfect swing that could make even Tiger Woods take notice, and moments of her signing autographs like the main event at the biggest sports celebration of the year.
WNBA, when it came to Caitlin Clark, it was a lot of like, we don't need you and we were good before and we don't like your fans and
honestly, the social media buzz was out of this world. Caitlin Clark's fans couldn't get enough. Her swing clips were racking up millions of views within hours. X, formerly Twitter, was flooded with posts, hashtags about her golf debut were trending everywhere, and the hype just kept growing. The LPGA absolutely nailed the moment, turning casual scrollers into instant golf fans. And the wildest part? Their posts didn't just capture attention, they dominated it, stealing the spotlight from some of the biggest men's sports stories that same day. Now that's a marketing masterclass in real time.
From this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic. I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. And those are the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season.
Now, here's where things get uncomfortable. The WNBA was nowhere to be found while the LPGA was lighting up the internet. As the golf world basked in record engagement and pulled in brand new audiences, the WNBA stayed completely quiet. Not a post, not a shout-out, not even a simple mention of Caitlin Clark, even as she was single-handedly bringing more eyes to women's sports than ever before. It wasn't just a missed marketing chance, it felt like a real disappointment, almost a slap in the face to the dedicated WNBA fans who've supported Caitlin from day one.
They did everything they could to sabotage their own league. And yeah, it backfired. For me anyway, I think it's hard to argue that it didn't completely backfire for them because Caitlin Clark is more popular than ever.
Here's the thing, Caitlin Clark isn't some passing headline or one-season wonder. Since her freshman year at Iowa in 2025, she's been rewriting record books, averaging nearly 28 points a game and leaving fans speechless with every performance. You'd think the WNBA would be shouting her name from the rooftops, especially after she made history on March 26 by becoming the first NCAA player ever to notch a 40-point triple-double in a tournament game. But instead? Crickets. While ESPN celebrated her like the generational talent she is, the WNBA stayed oddly quiet. Fans weren't having it. Social media exploded with frustration, demanding the league give Caitlin the recognition she's earned. Yet somehow, the WNBA acted like they had bigger things on their plate, and that silence spoke volumes.
But the WNBA posted nothing. Zero. Posted zero about Caitlin Clark golfing in this Pro-Am event.
For some time now, critics have hinted that the WNBA's hesitation to fully embrace Caitlin Clark comes from a quiet fear, the idea that spotlighting one player too much could ruffle feathers among other stars. But let's be honest, that kind of thinking just doesn't hold up in today's sports landscape. Star power isn't a threat, it's the fuel that keeps the whole machine running. The NBA understood that long ago, building its empire around megastars like LeBron James and Steph Curry, players who became more than athletes, they became global icons. Meanwhile, the WNBA's overly careful strategy feels stuck in the past, as if it's still following a playbook from an era when playing it safe mattered more than making an impact.
And this was the perfect opportunity for the WNBA to do, have you seen it when an NBA player or a football player goes to an NBA game or goes to wherever and they'll be in the comments or they'll just say something, something cute. This was the perfect time for the WNBA to also be posting about this.
It's becoming painfully clear that the WNBA is only sabotaging itself by downplaying Caitlin Clark's influence. She's not just another player, she's a full-blown brand, a movement, a walking highlight reel with over 750,000 followers and a fan base that could inject life into any sports league. Yet somehow, the WNBA treats promoting her like it's a risk instead of an opportunity. That kind of thinking doesn't just stunt growth, it sends the wrong message. Because if the league can't figure out how to celebrate and elevate a once-in-a-generation talent like Caitlin Clark, what hope does that leave for rising stars like Paige Bueckers and the next wave of game changers waiting to take women's basketball to even greater heights?
If you look at the LPGA Twitter account, it is filled with Caitlin Clark things. Photos of her, a whole video of the fans cheering her, signing things, taking photos, their players hanging out with Caitlin, and obviously they're showing their golfers.
Even major sports analysts are calling out the WNBA's continued fumbles. In June 2025, John Hollinger of The Athletic dropped a blistering piece criticizing the league for completely overlooking the Caitlin Clark effect. He pointed to their stagnant viewership numbers and highlighted how the LPGA was outclassing them in marketing and fan engagement. Hollinger made it clear, today's athletes know that the old-school, play-it-safe approach simply doesn't work anymore. Then, on July 14, 2025, two-time MVP and WNBA superstar Breanna Stewart doubled down in a Sports Illustrated interview. Without naming Caitlin directly, her words hit hard. If the league truly wants to grow, it needs to shine the spotlight on its stars. Fans are on the same page. One viral Reddit thread asking why the WNBA keeps sidelining Clark exploded with over 10,000 upvotes, igniting a passionate debate about the league's puzzling and outdated strategy.
This was the perfect opportunity for the WNBA to do, have you seen it when an NBA player or a football player goes to an NBA game or goes to wherever and they'll be in the comments or they'll just say something, something cute. This was the perfect time for the WNBA to also be posting about this.
Honestly, the way the LPGA handled Caitlin Clark is the perfect example of what happens when a league actually understands the moment. They didn't just invite her, they built an entire spectacle around her presence, turning it into a celebration that drew massive attention. Meanwhile, the WNBA feels stuck in place, clinging to old marketing habits that just don't work anymore. Fans and analysts are practically shouting for change, but the league keeps tuning it out. If the WNBA doesn't wake up soon and adapt, it's going to keep letting golden opportunities slip right through its fingers.